going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chucky, I didn't say.
Eat your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? Hope you're having a great day so far. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. So I learned something today, and I learned it in the worst way I possibly could from the comments of a video. So I posted a video this morning in Judge Garcia's courtroom. I think Judge Brown was covering for her today, and I made the comment on the video that said, we haven't seen Judge Garcia in a little bit. Last I heard, she was sick or something like that. I don't remember what I said. Somebody left a comment and said, just so you know, Judge Garcia passed away a few days ago. So I looked it up. I was like, did that happen? I looked it up, and in fact, it did happen. About 4 days ago. I think it said 4 days ago. The article said 4 days ago. I don't know when the article was written, but Judge Garcia did in fact pass away, which is very sad. Very sad. Obviously I haven't covered her on the channel in a few months because she hasn't been around, but if this is the judge who I kind of jokingly said a while ago that I think I have a crush on Judge Garcia. Because I spent like 2 minutes just hyping her up one night. And I'm like, why? I just spent 2 minutes talking just so nice about her. Does that mean I have a crush on her? And, the way that the chat always works is, hey, that means you have a crush on her. So it was a joke that stuck for a little bit. And yeah, so it's sad. It's sad. So she was a great judge. I loved watching her. I really did. And yeah, if you guys if you want to Google her name, it's just Judge. I don't actually remember her first name now because my mind's kind of numb from. Yeah, I don't deal with death well, guys. I really don't. I'm okay. I didn't know her, so I'm not gonna sit here and grandstand that I knew her. It's just we watched her a lot, so it just like it sucks. So I put together a video with just Judge Garcia clips. So these are gonna for the last probably year and a half of my videos, I went through. I've probably covered her, I don't know, 20, 25 times, somewhere in that. And I took 5 or 6 clips that, the ones that I remember, to be honest, because looking back at through all the video logs, I was like, I don't remember this case. I don't remember. Oh, I remember this one. So I just clicked on that one and I put it in the video. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to just spend the evening and watch all the Judge Garcia clips that I put into the video. And yeah, so we're gonna have a bunch of them. I know there's a few soft sits, there's a few landlord tenants, there's a few small claims. She was a justice of the peace. Is it justice of the peace? JOP. I know it's JOP, but it's justice of the peace, right? I think that's what it stands for. She's a JOP judge in Texas, and so she didn't do any criminal matters. She did all landlord tenant and small claims. She did traffic court as well. So we're gonna be watching a bunch of those. Now I will tell you, I didn't edit these. I didn't go back and edit myself out of it. Now I did take off my icons, so you won't see 2 of my icons on the screen at the same time. But I didn't edit out my comments. So we're gonna listen to how dumb I sounded a year ago, as well as just remember Judge Garcia. So I feel like that's a very long intro, but I think you all have an idea of what's going on. Yeah, she passed away with cancer. It was cancer. Michelle Garcia, thank you. None of your business. Thank you. Hold on. Clicked the wrong one. Yes, Michelle Garcia. Bexar County, Texas, right outside of San Antonio, I believe that's where Bexar County is. It's real close to San Antonio. It actually might be San Antonio. I don't know exactly. But yeah. All right. Bill, thank you so much for the 7 months. I do appreciate it. Oh, we got a big and raid? Oh, wow. Yeah. No, there's a lot of people here. No, we absolutely got a big and raid. Big and sorry, I was kind of on my soapbox. I'm not going to call it a soapbox, but Biggin, thank you so much for the raid. I do appreciate it. Welcome to all the Biggin Raiders. Yeah, you guys heard the speech. I don't know when Big, I don't know when you rated. I've been just ranting away for the last 5 minutes. So, all right, let's get into it. Let's watch some Judge Garcia and let's enjoy the evening. Biggin, thank you so much for the raid and welcome to all the raiders. You are awesome. Okay, let's go. No, wait, hold on. I gotta actually properly do my intro. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick back lips. Let's go.
It's a pen. It's pen. It's pen.
Yes.
All right, give me 1 minute. Woodlake, go ahead and get us started. What is the monthly rent?
Yes, ma'am. Monthly rent is $8.99.
Okay.
And they owe for May, which is $8.99, which is just the base rent.
Gotcha.
We're here for a breach of contract, unauthorized occupants in the residence. This is my first time actually seeing Miss Rose Penn since she signed the lease. And the only other person is her quote unquote caregiver that the lady was supposedly her daughter, but now her aunt in some sort. And the caregiver was supposed to be in Houston 2 months ago. So they were basically just trying to plant Miss Penn and leave. But all of a sudden, when my director was there, the other lady that's the caregiver said that she is a caregiver and she's only there from Monday through Friday. And that grandkids are there 3 times out the week. But from what I've seen, because I work there Monday through Saturday from 9 to 6, she's always there. Even after hours, she says she's gone by 5. She's not down by 5. During the weekends, she's there, like from beginning to end. On Sundays, I drive past my properties because I cover 2 properties, which is Turtle Cove and Woodlake.
Mhm.
She is still there with the kids. They're
The
only
caregiver.
Yes, they're the only people that even 2 of my residents know that stay in that unit. Miss
Okay,
Rose
and the
Penn
only
is-
person that's on the lease is Rose Penn.
Yes, ma'am. If you need to see that, I do
Okay,
have
give
that
me
as well.
1 minute. But she does owe May's rent.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Miss Penn, real quick, do you agree that your base monthly rent is $8.99?
Yes.
Give
I'm
me, wait, let me
well,
ask
I
a
have to
question.
tell you before, she cannot talk. If she had surgery on her throat, so that's why I talk for her.
Okay, and you are?
I'm her
talk a little bit.
I'm her provider. I work for Girlies. I don't know who he got me mistake from, but when we went to fill out the application, he was very aware that I worked from 8 to 5. I don't know. We moved in. Well, she moved in on the 5th, the middle of the month or something. And he was saying that I needed to be on the lease. I can't be on nobody's lease if I'm doing a job.
All right, real quick.
And so, what was the
And I go to dialysis 6 days a week.
Okay, Miss Penn, real quick, I need to ask you a question. Have you paid May's rent?
No, I haven't because
Mr. Mr. Tom, the man you've met in the office, Mr. Tom, I guess is the owner of the apartment. We only seen him one time when we went in the office. Talked to him recently. He's the one that actually came to the apartment and got the eviction paper from her. She didn't even know the court date. It wasn't open and then the constable had just dropped it off. He came and took it. He told her, I was standing right there, don't worry about it. He was granting her this month for all the stuff that was going on. He didn't see no problem with me being her provider coming 5 days out of the week. When we did the application, we also told Sergio her grandkids do come 3 days out of the week. Sergio has never ever seen me on property on the weekend. When I asked him about that, he couldn't even provide the day you're never see me on property. After Friday, I'm not there. So that part is not true at all.
Okay, we're getting out of hand here. We're getting
Another squid. Thank you so much for the gifted memberships. Welcome to the 5 new members. Welcome. And another squid. Thank you so much. That was very generous of you.
out of hand, Miss Penn.
And I definitely have my paper where I work at from my job. I don't know if you
Ma'am,
can see it.
give me a minute. Miss Penn, do you have May's rent?
yes, I do.
Do you have it currently on you?
No, I do not. I'd have to go to the bank.
When can you pay the $8.99?
Well, Mr. Tom told her she didn't have to pay, and that's the owner.
And do you have that in writing?
No, we don't have it in writing, but I'll
I
go in
cannot
I'll
proceed
go in
forward.
the
I have
morning.
a representative from the apartment complex that is wanting me.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Hopefully you. I wish you a speedy recovery. Here, that's a better way to say it. And thank you for jumping in. Yeah, no, I didn't know she passed away till earlier today. I'm not going to act like I knew her. I didn't. You know, it's a judge that I really enjoyed watching. So that's it. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend that we were best friends. I'm not doing that. But I do wish you a very speedy recovery. And thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Lady Cop, thank you so much for the super chat in memory of the Honorable Judge Garcia. Thank you so much for that, Lady Cop. Thank you.
May's rent. So when can you pay May rent?
Whenever I get there to take her to the bank.
I'll go.
That's not an answer.
Tomorrow.
When can you pay May's rent?
Tomorrow,
What time tomorrow?
around 1.
Wood Lake, is that something you're interested in, or are you seeking judgment today?
Judgment.
All right. So, Ms. Penn, unfortunately, they're not willing to wait for you tomorrow. They want to proceed forward with eviction today since May's rent is owed.
But she just moved in. That's what I'm saying. It's not even, she just moved in.
Yeah.
When you go in the office, it's not even a delinquency for rent. She just moved in there.
I understand that, and she can be evicted just as quick. So,
But what are you evicting her for? He said unoccupied occupants. There is no unoccupied occupants. I'm there 5 days out of the week.
ma'am, I haven't mentioned anything about unauthorized occupants.
He did say that. That's what the eviction
Can I
is for.
finish? I understand what he said. That is not why I'm evicting you. There is 2 reasons why he's evicting you, and he is for unauthorized occupants and failure to pay May's rent. I'm ignoring the failed occupants because that's irrelevant right now. I don't even need to address that issue. My issue is May's rent has not been paid, and that's enough to proceed forward with the eviction. It has nothing to do with the unauthorized occupants. Unauthorized occupants isn't even going to be on her record. It's just going to show an eviction for past due rent. That is why.
Yeah, we're gonna, to all the mods out there, if anybody actually, that's one of those phrases I don't mind. You can say "fuck cancer" tonight. You don't have to you don't have to be proper and say "f cancer." If you want to say "fuck cancer," go ahead, because I agree, and I feel like that's important. So, yeah, just for all the mods, you don't have to delete those comments tonight.
I keep asking for May.
Okay, the month is not up, but what I'm saying is she was told she was getting credited for this month.
But we don't have it in writing.
I wish I had Mr. Tom number. She was told she was getting credited for this month because of, I guess he was trying to make it up. I don't know, however you want to put it. But, and that man ain't even, they told us he didn't even work there. But that's nor here nor there. She's getting evicted for no reason and she just moved in, is what I'm saying. She's not
for no reason.
She's not delinquency in her rent. We just left out the office with Mr. Tom. She's not delinquent. He said it.
You want the ledger? Oh, the ledger on that.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
All right. Judgment's going to be for $8.99. You've got 5 days to move out or appeal it. Thank you, ma'am.
Bitch.
I also have turtle
What's
coves.
the motherfucking rapists that stay out there?
You better be quiet right now. Get her off.
Did you want to cover the village of Turtle Cove as well, or we're gonna wait for those? I have two. Or I think we have 1 here or 2.
Yes, you got.
I cut that out too early, man. So Judge Garcia, right after that, after the attorney stopped talking, was it the attorney? I think I was talking to her. She says, "Bring that file back. I want to write some notes on that file." So she made sure to document what just happened. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Even if you're ruled against, that's not the way to treat a judge. They don't rule against you personally. They follow the law. So yeah, that's not going to help you. Not going to help you. All right. Well, she got evicted. All right. Next case. Let's go.
All right. Last one is going to be
Katie, thank you so much for the 18 months. That is awesome. A year and a half. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Arnold versus Latoya. Yes, you're free to go, George. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, a really quick note. You heard Judge Garcia say this is her last case.
All right, this is a great example of what I told you in the intro. I didn't cut out a lot of my comments, so we get to hear how dumb I sounded a year ago. So yeah, that happens. It's gonna happen a lot tonight.
Now, unfortunately, because the way streaming works, if you end the stream right at the end of the docket, because of the delay, sometimes the last 20, 30 seconds gets cut off. That is what happens in this case. The stream was cut and we don't get the last 30 seconds, but we kind of know what happens. So just giving everyone a heads up.
To the right.
Arnold on this side.
My name is.
Absolutely hate hearing my own voice.
I want to chat. I'm not Arnold
like it at
Ortega. I
all.
have a power attorney.
You have the power of attorney for Arnold?
Yes.
Okay. Go. And Arnold is the owner of the property?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead. What is the monthly rent?
This is not a monthly rent. This is a substitute trustee deed purchase at auction. We bought it back in July, and we're asking for possession of the property.
Okay. Mr. and Mrs. Williams, did you lose your house on the Bexar County steps?
No, we did not.
Okay.
We're gonna challenge the jurisdiction of the sale and
You are or you have?
we have already challenged the jurisdiction of the sale and of the trustee.
Okay. Where's your paperwork that you filed in district or county court?
The paper that I filed in district.
How are you
Okay.
challenging the title?
I am challenging it through the lender. The lender and my service provider, my insurance company and my insurance company.
Okay, so you haven't taken any of this to court? Because how are you going to challenge a title without going into court?
Because I am the grantor and a beneficiary of my trust. And I did not assign any trustees for my trust.
Okay, I understand that you have
And
a title dispute. But in order to have a title dispute and in order for me to stop this case, you had to have filed it in the courts.
it was filed in the courts.
That's what I just asked
It
you.
was filed in the courts.
Okay, where's your case number?
Let me.
This might be. There's a couple of soft sits mixed in tonight's video. I don't know why it just got quiet though. Because he's looking for the case number? I have no idea.
And we would like to file a counterclaim
Can't file counterclaim in eviction courts. I need you to give me what I'm asking for right now.
for intellectual properties, copyrights, trademarks.
Can't file
Breach of contract.
counterclaim in eviction court. So if you want to file a separate claim, you can file it all day long, but there is no counterclaims in eviction court. Mr. Williams, I've asked you for the case number so that I could stop this case. If you don't have a case
I
number,
have a case number.
then you've been sitting here in court all this whole time. You knew that this was your plea.
Yeah, I went and refilled my water. So I was gone for about 30 seconds. I don't remember the start. I wasn't here for the start of this clip. So yeah, I'm saying might be because you guys are saying he is. So I'm just saying might be, just covering my bases.
Knew that this was your defense.
I didn't have a plea.
Okay, but you knew that you were gonna challenge the
not-
jurisdiction. I would need that case number. That should have been the
And-
first thing on your list to prove to me.
And
or
we have
give to me.
exemptions, homestead exemptions as well. Disability exemptions.
I want your case number, not your homestead, not your disabilities.
One moment.
Mr. Ortega, do you have your,
Have it electronic.
Object to that electronic,
Thank you, Count.
information.
sir, I'm still waiting on you to give me something, so.
Yes, ma'am. I'm looking for it.
Filed in Clark County record.
All right. Sorry for all the downtime, guys. I did not cut it out. Wanted to keep it fluent. So, but you can see how this guy's already trying the soft sit stuff. This is a weird place to do the soft sit script. I don't know how it's going to work. Anyways, this case does get a little interesting here in a minute, though.
This is your case number?
I don't know who that was that just paused and spoke. He sounds a lot like me. I cannot confirm or deny that, though.
This is a docket number.
That's what was
And this isn't given, like, you don't have a formal thing from the court with your case number? So if I look up this is a case number.
That's the docket that was just filed when I went to file the complaint.
For those of you that missed it, I didn't edit out my comments in my videos. So I took the videos that I remember from the last 2 years with Judge Garcia, and I just compiled them all into one video. I didn't go through and edit my comments out. So you're going to hear me speaking over the video, but it's not me tonight. It's past me. That's what I'm commenting about. And speaking of which, Phil, is it your birthday? Is it really your birthday today? Let me know.
This is just a docket number, sir. This isn't a court case number.
And I would like to question the validity of the
Well,
sale.
I understand, but
upon
I'm
discovery.
questioning your validity because I've asked you 4 to 5 times. You keep saying that you're challenging it. You haven't challenged anything, because if you would have challenged something, you would have went down to probate court, county court, district court, and filed a case with them, got an attorney, and fought it in county court, because you can't fight
I
it
am
here
an
in
attorney
JP
in
court.
facts. I am the attorney in facts in this case, and proper notice wasn't served.
Okay, so you're all over the place. Now you're saying the notice to vacate wasn't done correctly, but first you were saying that the sale was not final. Which one is it?
It was not a valid, or I didn't give any consent to any trustee.
Okay, and again, that's not my concern. You're in the wrong court fighting that argument. I have no jurisdiction on title. You can tell me that I swear on God's green earth that you never gave him permission to sell, and there's not a thing I can do about it, because you're in the wrong court.
Well, there's nothing on God's green earth says I sold him anything.
Okay, well,
And-
he's got a deed stating otherwise,
I
and
have,
I keep
I have,
asking you
I
to
have a
counteract it.
deed, I have a note, and I have the title to my property now.
So show me the deed after August or July of 2024 states that you're the owner. Because I have one from 2024 of July that states he's the owner. So if you can tell me,
I have a deed that's in 2018.
okay, so that
Because
doesn't
I
answer
am
my
owner.
question.
We are the owners.
And again, you can fight that in another
Defendants and
court.
all occupants. I like to present this. And me and our lender was working things out, and he made a promise that they would get things taken care of in case something like this happened. Present the court.
All right, so let's see here. All right.
Phil, thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. Welcome to the 10 new members, Phil. It's very generous of you. Thank you so much. I don't know. Cancer is all. It's all I've got. If you, I didn't look into it. I verified the news, so I got a comment on the video that I posted this morning because I, like an idiot, said, "Judge Garcia, we miss you," and someone left a comment and said she passed away a couple days ago. So I looked it up and I read one article that said she passed away. She had some kind of aggressive form of cancer. That's what I saw. That's what I read. I didn't look into what type. I didn't need all that type of information. Cancer is enough. That was enough information for me. But if anyone, you can look it up yourself if you want more details. I don't have the information. I didn't need it. So yeah, we're just celebrating her life tonight. But Phil, thank you so much for the gifted memberships. You're awesome.
Okay, so Mr. Ortega, I'm looking at the Bexar County records. And it looks like Adrian and Latoya Williams were the grantor. And then Adrian and Latoya Williams are the grantee.
I'm not sure if that's something that they did prior to the sale.
No, it's been happening since 2018 now.
And they're the 100% owner.
100%.
So right now, there's a title dispute. And again, I'm not here to solve it.
Yeah.
That's not my concern. But my concern is that there is a title dispute. So I can't move forward with this case until one of you proves their case. Okay? Under the Bexar County records, on the Bexar County website, you or no Ortega owns it.
There's a substitute trustee deed.
Then get with an attorney and figure it out. Because it's not my decision to figure out. I'm looking on the website and you are not the owner. Neither is any of the Ortegas. It literally says that the Williams are 100% owner.
Is that for the year prior for taxes? It'll show it like that.
This is from 2021, and the latest update was.
It won't come out till the end of October,
No.
ma'am, where we'll come out as the new owners. Because that shows prior taxes.
That's object.
2024 and prior year data current
So
as of today. So it's current.
exactly. So as of July,
That was a case where the stream cut off. That was the last case of that docket, and the stream cut off way early. So yeah, that's all we had of that case. That was not my fault. I said that on the video, but I did actually edit that part out. All right, let's keep going. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say.
Julian and testimony, and then Miss Thompson, Tigarius on this side. Tigarius Thompson. What is it, sir? Tigarius, yes. And you're Miss Juliana? Yes. All right, Miss Juliana. So let's start off with Miss Juliana. Are you the owner of the property?
I'm leasing it, yes.
Are you the owner of the property?
No.
Who's the owner of the property?
20 turnkey rentals.
Okay, and so is it a boyfriend thing or?
An ex-boyfriend.
Or an ex-boyfriend, all right. So then we're doing possession only because you have no authority to ask them for rent or anything? And I'm assuming you just want them out, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Is there any restraining orders or anything?
There is not because he's still in the home. I wasn't able to get a protective order because he still had residence in my policy told me he would have to have been removed before I could get it.
Okay. Mr. Thompson, did you sign a lease?
No.
What's going on, Mr. Thompson? She don't want you there.
Basically, we both moved to the property together and we basically got in an argument and she basically just popped this on me out of nowhere. So I found out about the eviction about 2 weeks ago.
Then why haven't you moved out?
I left Willie yesterday, but she's still gonna text me very talking about she's still coming to court, still coming to court. I tell her I don't want it on my credit and I left Willie to just work this out. It's missing. She keep telling me she's about to come. So like she said she's gonna come, so I came straight out. So I left willingly already though.
He hasn't left the house. Yesterday he told me he wasn't gone, his things weren't gone.
Only
We
thing,
went
only
this
thing is
before.
there is my truck is because it's been wrecked a couple weeks ago, so that's the only thing that's there. I told her that I'd get it towed away also.
We had this problem already, so the reason was 2 months ago, he was aggressive towards me, the police were called, and I had to leave the home with my kids, and he's been there the whole time. I had to stay with someone else. I'm not comfortable or safe around him in the house. And he's left before, and he turned in keys and he moved out, and that night at 3 a.m, he broke into the house, and I called the police. I didn't know who it was, and they basically told me, you have to go through the eviction because he keeps trying to come back and claim residency. And I know if any of his possessions are there, then he can still claim residency. They told me, we need to go through, the eviction. I gave him 2 weeks at first, turned into a month, another month turned into another month. So it was 2 months ago this happened. I've been out of my house for 2 months, with my kids.
Is he the father of any of your
He's the
kids?
father of 2 of my children, yes.
Yeah, no, I didn't break into the house. I was living, actually, I told her I'd go to the hotel. I was at a hotel for a few days and I didn't want to pay for the hotel, so I came back to the house. I didn't break.
Mr. Thompson, you're digging your hole a lot bigger than what you can handle. Stay away. She does not want you there. I don't understand what part of that sentence you do not get
That was
besides you
before.
being behind bars.
That was before the eviction. That's
Okay.
what I had. Like,
Well, she don't want you there.
I mean, I left willingly already, but she threatened me, telling me she's coming to court because she's trying to hurt me by putting this on my credit.
Well, it's going on your record right now.
So that's all she wanted to do. She thought what she wanted.
Well, if there's a police report, obviously that she needs it because you don't know how to stay away. Because you don't want to stay in a hotel, or if you're getting aggressive. I don't know what the issue is. I'm not your therapist. I'm not here to determine what's going on. I'm here to determine that. Are you on the phone?
I left willingly already.
Are you on the phone? Did you just look at your phone?
Yes.
What is so important that obviously this is not important?
No.
You're free to go answer your text judgment for possession on.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Did you just check your phone in the middle of this hearing? Did you just check your phone? Like, yeah. All right. Judgment for the plaintiff. Bye. Love it. Love it. Don't. Yeah. You know what? I don't have to say anything. Let's just go. Let's keep going.
Mr. Hall? Mr. Hall? Yes, sir. How you doing?
Good.
All right, Mr. Hall, you are here for operating a vehicle without a license plate and expired license plate. How do you?
Michigan Urbex, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Rip Judge Garcia. Indeed. It's sad news. I do appreciate the super chat though. Thank you. And Cheshire Cat, thank you. Happy New Year's. Sorry. Happy New Year's. All love y'all. That's what I was my mind could not wrap around it doesn't matter. Cheshire Cat, you're awesome. Thank you so much. Happy New Year's to you as well. That's all I need to say. Thank you.
You plead to those charges?
No contest, Your Honor.
Okay, so it looks like it's pretty much kind of the same offense. They just kind of reworded it differently. So my question to you is, did you get your registration?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you have proof of that?
Yes.
Can I see that? You just didn't have it at the time, you got it after the
Yeah, I
fact,
had-
correct?
Yeah, I just,
Okay.
For the registration.
Yeah, all I need is a registration. No, this is insurance. I need registration. That's what I need. Okay, where's the original? This is just a sublet. Where's the actual one? I know you didn't pay $2 for it.
No, because they was telling me I need the paper and I went there to verify. So
Where's the paper that your sticker came in that you put on your
I
windshield?
don't have it, ma'am. That's why I told them last week.
Okay, where's your vehicle?
It's outside.
Okay, then I need somebody to go out there and verify it.
So I got a picture.
Okay, let me see the picture. Thank you, sir. Is this for a Dodge Charger?
Yes, ma'am.
Your license plates don't match. It's completely different. This isn't for the Dodge Charger. Not even your VIN number matches.
That's what's on the car now.
All right, now I'm gonna get an officer to go out there and verify the VIN number and everything, because that doesn't match at all. Yes, yes, sir. Thanks. All right, swing around here to the right, let my clerk get a verification form, and an officer is gonna go out there and verify. Did you park in the front parking lot?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And when you're done, you come back in here and we'll see what the results are, okay? Thank you, sir. Ma'am.
Oh, wait a second. You mean you can look that up? I can't just swap license plates and you and take a picture of it? Ah, man. Court's tricky, isn't it? Just wait. I can't with this guy.
All right, come on up, Mr. Hall. All right, Mr. Hall. I don't know what's going on.
I think those used to be on the Charger. Like you say,
Okay, I need you to step back.
yeah,
Those used to be on the Charger. Why are they on the truck now?
because I had them flip flop.
Who flip-flopped them?
They did that in DMV. They told me I can do that instead
No.
of buying new.
You cannot.
Yeah.
If that,
Because they input it in the system and they say, well, just take the warrant off your car and put it on your truck. I've been driving that truck for 3 years.
okay, well, I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna have a lot of problems. You're gonna have a lot of police officers, because right now, those look like they're stolen. They do not match. I even have an officer going out there. They don't match.
No, these are the ones for the truck though.
Yes, but you said those were supposed to be on the Dodge Avenger. I mean, the Dodge
Those
Charger.
used to be on the Charger.
Okay, you cannot switch them. I don't know why the DMV said you can.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah,
have
because they
a
put-
lot of
Yeah,
problems.
they put it in the system and everything.
Nope, they didn't, because not even the officer can verify it. That's the whole point. He came out here and says, no, they don't match. And not only that, you only have one license plate. You need two of them.
Yeah, that's all they gave me.
Well, you're here in court answering to these
All right.
questions. So my next question to you is, if I give you 30 days, you think all this can be corrected, or do I just find you guilty and you pay the fine today?
No, it can be corrected. Because I'm gonna go right to the DMV today if they're not closed.
We'll give you your 30 days and you go fight your battle, whatever you needs to be done. But you need to let them know that you come to court and they were verified that they don't match.
Yeah, because I specifically asked them. I said, well, instead of me getting new ones, you can just flip them out. So
I've had that done multiple times and they end up here. Because then you're facing an officer thinking you just stole those plates from somebody else. And be in a whole lot of more mess than what you originated. And so you need to be careful on what you're flip-flopping around on your vehicles. So just for your protection, because then you end up in this big old mess, okay? So I reset it for 30 days. You've got 30 days to try to take care of it, okay?
I think.
All right, thank you, sir. Christopher Dearlum? Come on up. And then after this, I'm gonna take like a 5-minute break. And then you can let everybody go to the bathroom.
All right.
All right. Yeah,
Oh, what-
he's either the
Wait, why am I? All right, I want to hear what I'm saying. All right, what did I have to say? Why didn't I cut this out? I don't know. Let's go past Colin.
worst car thief there is, or he just thought he was going to talk himself out of that. You can change the plates on your car through the DMV. That is a possibility. My mom had vanity plates, and she had the same plate on 3 different cars. But you have to pay money to transfer it. You can't just flip them. No one at the DMV said you just flip them. It's fine. No one's going to tell you that. Even if they got someone in the DMV on their first day, they're still not going to tell you that. Come on, man. All right, now the next guy. The next guy is another talker, and he tries to haggle with Judge Garcia. He does have a story, and you feel bad for him a little bit. He kind of put himself in the situation though. But all right, no more yapping, more watching.
No more yapping, more watching.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's go.
All right, Mr. Lopez, you were here for no insurance. How do you plead to those charges?
No contest.
Can you go ahead and tell me a little bit about what happened?
Okay, I was selling that vehicle and I took off to Arizona on airplane, and it was parked at an airport. The what do you call it? Parking airport. When I got back, so I'm technically repoing from my brother-in-law. It was supposed to have insurance. I drove it home. He had a motorcycle sticker on there. They illegally pulled me over profiling a sticker. That's the only reason they pulled me over. They even came to the truck with their hands on their guns. Get out, criminal, something like that.
That's what I told that other guy. You cannot switch those.
No. A sticker. Bandito sticker.
Oh,
a
okay.
sticker.
Okay.
Yeah. They said I was gang affiliated. I had my kids, our luggage. Like, this is nuts. So finally calmed them down. And when they came to it, they were like, "Where's your insurance?" And I was like, "Well, my phone's dead." So I couldn't prove that. Just got off the airplane,
Yeah.
And by the time it was all said and done, they were like, "Oh, well, when you get your insurance, go to court and they'll dismiss it," because I couldn't do anything else. But man, it was nuts. I had my son start recording. My 3-year-old's in the back seat. Have 2 cops roll up on me with their hands on their hip.
Well, I'm glad you're okay, and I'm glad your kids are okay. So I could have been a lot worse
But
in
I
the situation.
gave the lady up front the insurance on the
Okay,
truck.
did you have insurance when you got pulled over?
It was not in my possession, the truck. So like I said,
But it was active.
It should have been.
Okay, let me
Yeah,
get
it should have been.
Okay, so the insurance card that you gave me starts January the 5th of 2025.
Which was mine because I put it back in my name. My brother-in-law was.
We need the insurance for the day you got the ticket.
I don't have insurance.
Okay, so you didn't have insurance at that time.
Like I said, I was technically repoing the truck back.
All right, so then hopefully your brother helped you pay this ticket off.
I was going to ask you to dismiss it for all the trouble that I went through with those guys.
I can't, sir. Sorry. I don't have that power to dismiss it. And if you have any issues with the officer, then you need to address the officer, not the court. The court has no affiliation with the officer.
Oh, by the end, they were apologetic.
I'm sure they were.
When they realized that they were being recorded the whole time.
I'm sure they were. And again, on your ticket, it's got the organization that he is from, whether it's the constables, the sheriff, and you can always talk to his supervisor.
She took the ticket from me.
You get a copy from the court. That's not an issue. Yeah. But you would have to address their supervisor because we have the court as a neutral party. I have no authority over them, over the sheriffs or their actions, unfortunately.
I had never been through nothing like that. And then to be, told me I was gang affiliated.
Yeah.
They made me pull my shirt up, show them tattoos. What tattoos do you? It was nuts.
Yeah.
In front of my kids, like broad daylight. Just getting off the airport.
Yeah, that's not very, that's not a good combination. So that could have gone 100 different ways. So I'm glad you got to come home to your family and y'all got to enjoy it despite the circumstances. Yeah. Again, we have legal aid out in the hallway. It's free legal services. You're more than welcome to utilize any of the resources that we have. If that's something you're interested in, they might be able to help you. Again, I don't know which direction you want to go.
It was just nuts,
but all I can do is provide you those resources and then you do whatever you feel is necessary for you. Okay. But for this ticket, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on 60 days probation so none of this goes on your driving record. $100 fine plus your court costs, 60 days to pay that, and then 6 months proof of insurance.
Can you help me out on that fine? I mean, like I said, I didn't do anything wrong to even get pulled over. It was unnecessary.
I understand that the reason you got pulled over may have been an issue, but the fact is you were still driving with no insurance, whether or not.
See, I had insurance.
You didn't have insurance when you got pulled over. That's what I asked
but on my other vehicles, I have insurance on me.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah, this guy. See, something tells me that he wasn't that cooperative on the traffic stop, and he gave the officers an issue. And they had their hands on their hips. I mean, I don't know. I don't know where are officers supposed to put their hands when they're walking up to your car. He didn't say they had him on his gun. Sorry, YouTube, his pew, but I don't know. This guy reminds me of someone I knew, and he just seems like an embellisher. He just talks, kind of like the first guy, but in a different way. Anyways, cops can run your license plate and see that you don't have insurance on the car. That doesn't. I mean, that's a reason to pull you over right there. So
it's not an illegal stop if that's what they did. Notice he's not saying anything else. The officers would have said why they pulled you over, and if it was for no insurance, then that's a reason to pull you over, man. But he's leaving a lot out of this story. And again, he told his son to start recording. His phone's dead. He can't find his insurance. Was his excuse. His son's phone works. He could have pulled up some insurance. I mean, even if you have full coverage on yourself, the officers may have let that go for insurance. Anyways, let's move on. This guy.
Matter, you don't have insurance on that vehicle.
I don't know who that was that just interrupted the video for that long, but he needs to stop saying so many times. That was ridiculous.
So if you got into an accident that day, you wouldn't have been covered under any insurance and you would have had to pay out of pocket. That's illegal. Okay, so the reason for the stop may have been an issue.
I'm
but
begging you to help me with that $100. I mean, I've seen you help everyone in here, and my situation's a lot different.
And that's my standard fine for everybody because you did not have insurance. I give that $100 fine.
I heard 50, 20.
Yeah, for speeding and for everything else. For the
That's
insurance,
actually getting pulled over. And so can you please help me?
again,
I actually got money to pay off today.
okay, how much you got today to pay?
If you drop it down, I'm paid in full.
Well, how much you got to pay today? Because I can tell you what the ticket is already.
What's the ticket right now?
It's $183.
Drop it down if you.
I'm not dropping it down. That's why I'm asking you, how much can you pay today?
Can you do 120? I paid in full.
This isn't a negotiation, sir.
You asked me. So.
I asked you how much you can pay, and you said 120.
Mm-hmm.
You can pay the 120, and you got 60 days to pay the remaining balance.
I'll just pay the whole thing in full. That's the thing. I don't want to come back. I miss work.
And the thing is, I'm not putting it on your record, so it's not going to go on your record. Your insurance isn't going to get affected. Nothing's going to get affected.
My frustration.
I do, but remember, your frustration is not with me.
No, it's not.
It is with the
asking for help.
And I'm giving it to you because right now your ticket, if I found you guilty, which you were guilty of it, is $365 with the conviction.
So it's 180?
Exactly.
I'll just pay them.
I lowered it from 365 to 180. And we already got your insurance, so you don't even have to worry about providing.
Wait a second. You mean you already helped me out? This guy. You make it 120, I can pay that. I've got 120 today. Well, the ticket's 180. Oh, well, I'll just pay it off. Then I don't want to come back. What are you doing? Haggling with the court. All right, I'm done. You can tell I'm frustrated because I'm talking too much. Hopefully you guys like this video. Please hit that like button if you did. Until next time, bye.
Give me 6 months proof. I already have it here. So you literally just pay the 183 and you are done.
And I'm done. I don't have to come back.
You don't have to come back. Okay.
All right.
Swing around here to the right. If you want to wait, you can make your payment today or you can leave right now after the verification. Once you get the email, you can always pay online. Thank you, sir.
I like that comment from past Colin. Yeah, that one was a good one. That one was a good one. That guy's probably walking around like, I negotiated with the judge. I won that case. Like, calm down, dude. All right, let's keep going. That one was good.
Come on up, Miss Warner and Miss Victoria, and I will do the talking. So come on up, Miss Warner. Miss Victoria, whoever's representing them, give me 1 minute. I will do the talking. Give me 1 minute. I'm just reading what we're doing here. Hold on. All right. Who is here representing the Treadwells?
Gwendolyn Yvonne Mohammed.
I'm sorry, what was your name?
Yvonne Mohammed.
Okay, Yvonne. All right, Yvonne. You are the mother of Victoria?
Yes, ma'am. I'm the mother, also occupant.
Where's Victoria at?
I'm not really sure.
Okay. And Ms. Warner, if not mistaken, didn't Victoria show up to court on the first hearing?
At the eviction.
Okay, that's all I want to know. All right, so Yvonne, you're here wanting to stop the writ of possession. Give me a legal reason why I should stop this writ of possession, because your daughter was here on September the 3rd. She appeared in court. She never brought up a notice to vacate issue, so you're not going to bring that up now after the fact. Also, she was here. She was aware of what was going on. She was aware of the judgment, and she was aware of her time to appeal, which she has missed, by the way. So give me one good reason, legal reason, that I should stop this writ of possession.
Okay, well, first of all, on the last day that we have to appeal, the plaintiff showed up to the house. First, she began just riding around, circling. Then somebody else parked out front. But at first, I didn't know it was associated with the plaintiff. Then the next thing I know,
you coming down here filing an appeal.
Well, I'm trying to tell you.
Well, get to the point, because her riding around has nothing to do with why you can't get here.
Wait, Judge Garcia didn't have a law degree? No, I'm not. Hold on. Let me rephrase my thought. I remember Judge Fleischer, when one of the times he was on stream with me, he said that you don't have to have a law degree to be a judge in Texas. Just as the piece. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's still elected official. She's still, I believe it is. She was still elected to her position, right? Yeah, no, it is. It is. So, but yeah, good for her. Good for her to get to become a judge without a law degree. That's awesome. That is awesome. Wisdom, thank you so much for the super chat. I don't think I said that, but thank you.
Right, but I'm trying to get to, there were other things that have happened.
Let's speed it along, ma'am. I've got a bunch of cases. Let's go.
Okay, so then the plaintiff pulled up in front of the other people and got out and started talking to them. Then a U-Haul pulled up. Then the plaintiff went around and began taking personal items that belong to my daughter out of the.
Her name is Judge Michelle Garcia. She's in Bexar County, which is actually spelled Bexar. So it's Bexar County, Texas. It's right outside. Oh, I keep saying right outside of San Antonio, but somebody said earlier it's in San Antonio. So this is San Antonio. But yeah, Bexar County, Texas. Judge Michelle Garcia.
Garage, then proceeded to start to. At first, I thought she was taking everything. I didn't really know what she was doing, because before that, she would walk past and yell profanity things and obscene remarks at my door while she was walking through. When she first pulled up, I immediately came in the house because I knew she was going to try to start some type of altercation, because she's already threatened to have some goons come over here. Almost all of her text messages to me involve her cursing me out and being abusive and threatening in nature. And I have never been abusive.
You got 2 minutes. You got 2 minutes to give me a legal reason I should stop this. You have not given me one legal reason.
You absolutely should stop this. Stop it before it gets carried away. Everything she's saying, yeah, it sucks. She didn't enter your premise, though. She wants her property back. You haven't paid rent. I think I did cover part 1 of this during a live, because Miss Victoria, I feel like that just sounds familiar, but I don't know. I watch a lot of this, Judge. It might have been something I just watched and didn't cover. But yeah, stop her. So the landlord has people driving around the property waiting for you to leave. That's what they're doing, and then they pulled up and started talking to someone else. And they're not going to bring a U-Haul to kick you out. They're just going to put your stuff on the street. So become relevant. Become relevant real quick. Sorry, not her as a person, her story.
Get to it.
Well, the harassment and the verbal abuse that she created on that day, preventing us from filing an appeal in a timely manner. And there are other things, but I see that you don't have time to hear them. and you say a legal reason, that is a legal reason in my eyes, because she did obstruct and create a lot of turmoil and cause a lot of anxiety and stress on the last day that we had, seeing that the weekend preceded that.
All right. So, Ms. Yvonne, unfortunately, having anxiety is not a legal reason why I should stop a writ of possession.
That wasn't what I cited. I didn't cite anxiety as a reason. I said she created anxiety through her threatening and abusive actions. That's what I said.
Okay.
Which are unlawful to retaliate in that way, and to come to the property and to speak to me that way for no reason, for no unprovoked reason, to be cursing me out and threatening me. Yes, that does cause a problem, and you might not see it, and I can understand it, but yes, that is one of the reasons.
Okay. All right. So, Miss Yvonne, your other reason was something about not fixing anything on the property, which is irrelevant to the eviction. A broken air conditioner, which is irrelevant.
No. The things are relevant. The conditions
are not relevant in an eviction petition. If you want to sue her in another set of court for these conditions, you're more than welcome to. But at this point, I cannot consider it in an eviction case.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I'm going through your petition, and I'm giving you the time. You have 6 points here, and I'm trying to get through all of them to see if there is any legal reason. But I don't have a legal reason to go ahead and set this besides water damage, mold, the oven stopped working, dates. I want to talk about, first of all, when we go to the condition, and then let me feel why, even though I know that's a issue in a separate court, let me explain to you. So if you're trying to move, and though she says she wants us out of the property, she's done many things to obstruct our ability to leave on a timely matter, is what I'm trying to say, ma'am. When first of all, she come and put her stuff in front of our stuff, I have a problem lifting things. Then she bolted down the garage door so we can't open the garage. So now we can only go through the door. It's extremely hot in there. I have blood pressure problems. I'm diabetic. I have other health care problems. I can't be in extreme heat. Now, if I'm out there for 5 minutes or more, my blood pressure elevates and I'm sick nor can I move her things out of the way. So I don't know how you don't understand that her putting her things in the way, bolting things down, preventing air from circulating when it is extremely hot. Then let's go to the conditions of the house. The air conditioner has been broke, and she knows. The house.
Well, what I'm trying to explain to you how that has affected. Excuse me?
You need to calm down, first of all. Do you understand me? You are not going to sit here and scream in my court. Do you understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then you need to calm down.
Wow. That yes, ma'am, back to the judge. Ooh, Judge Simpson, for one, would not take that. Like, no, you're going to drop that attitude right now. I will pass this matter. We're going to take you up at the end of the docket. You need to calm down. That's what he would have done. Ooh, Judge Garcia doesn't usually see a lot of this. So this is what I said. I'm surprised she shouldn't be held in contempt. She's just really upset and frustrated, but it wouldn't surprise me if a judge would warn her. The next person, the person that's at the bottom of the screen right now, her case is next. What she does is contemptuous.
Now, again,
ma'am, I apologize. I apologize.
We are not going to discuss the conditions of the apartment. I cannot hear them. I cannot even consider them, even if I wanted to. It is a legal matter that has nothing to do with eviction. And again, it does not stop the writ of possession. I have given you time to give me a legal matter. And as of right now, I am sorry that your health is an issue. I am sorry that it is hot outside. And I am sorry that Miss Warner is driving by and giving you some type of anxiety. I apologize for that. But again, I cannot stop the writ of possession based on those circumstances. I've given you
Well,
about
can I
10,
ask you
15
one
minutes
thing? Can
to
I
give
ask
you.
you a question? Can I ask you a question?
You can ask me a question.
How am I supposed to retrieve my things after she puts her things in front of them and I can't move the things that she's put in front of my things?
What did she put in front of your things?
Chairs, tables, desks,
Move the
boxes.
chair. Move the table.
They're not small chairs. They're large, heavy items, and I cannot move large, heavy items.
All right,
It's
Mr.
a duplex with the double garage. My cousin has a part with the automatic door opener. That's why she can't get open, because there's a garage door opener on his half. Her half was not disturbed. I put what we did on his half with his permission. It does not obstruct their thing at all.
That is not true. She has things on both sides.
Yeah.
And we have things on both sides.
No, you shouldn't.
Because it's a mutual area.
No, it's not.
All right. So, Miss Yvonne, I've given you time. Again, I haven't had a legal reason. The writ of possession will proceed forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge Garcia.
Okay, thanks very much.
All right. And then we have got.
Yeah, again, that doesn't rise to contempt, but, you know, sometimes when you threaten it, they'll calm down real quick. But this next one, man, come on.
Aurora, come on up, counsel. Oh, he just stepped out? Okay.
I think it's kind of fun listening to past me. It's almost like I don't have to comment. I'm making all the comments for myself. That didn't make sense. Let's just go.
I'll be with him. Okay. Turnkey, come on up, Turnkey. Okay. Turnkey and then Jessica Salcedo. Think Jessica is on Zoom?
Yeah, I'm right here.
All right, Miss Jessica. All right, give me 1 minute. Turnkey, looks like this was a reset from August the 31st. I'm guessing the monthly rent hasn't changed $1,600. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, now go ahead and tell.
So far, yeah, pretty much. I don't. Yeah, I'll just say yeah. I've been listening to myself, thinking, like trying to catch myself with, saying something dumb. No, not yet.
Tell me the total amount that you're seeking in back rent, because obviously that I think has changed. So go ahead.
April through September is $1,600 a month, $96.
And then, so tell me, was she supposed to become current, or what was the reason for the reason?
Gives the original spelling, the name, draw, and the judge.
They got him someone else to represent
Nothing to
them.
do with money or anything. Okay.
It had to do with the lady, Cynthia, who worked there before, stealing money. I've paid up until June. They keep on saying that I haven't paid since like March. To my knowledge, I only owe $6,400. And then also, before I had left that last time, I was telling you about like, they have everything all wrong. They said that I signed up for a guarantor and that the guarantor paid my deposit, which is false, because after we had left the court, I went to go talk to Joe that's right outside the door. And he actually pulled up how the city of San Antonio paid my deposit plus a dog deposit. And she actually sent me an email saying that I was a liar and that the guarantor paid my deposit.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I mean, everything's a lie coming from their end.
Okay. So Jessica, right now, the deposit is not an issue. I don't know what's going on with that, so you can take that up in another court if you like.
But it's the fact that they're lying and stealing.
Jessica, I need you to focus on what the questions I'm answering, okay? Give me 1 minute. You said that you paid April, May, June. Can I see those receipts?
I don't have it. I'm literally moving out. I'm moving out because I don't want to deal with their lies anymore. Like, honestly,
Okay,
this company
so
is
I
doing all
can't
kinds
give
of
you-
weird things. Half of the people moved out here, and I literally spoke to a gentleman the other day who needed my assistance to move stuff because he used to pay $1,500 and now his rent's $1,900. There's all kinds of issues going here. You cannot even move rent to that. I don't want to get something on me about this guarantor because they're lying about the fact, saying that I got my deposit taken care of that And no, I didn't.
Well,
The
you're not
city of
gonna,
San Antonio paid for
Jessica,
that. I only
Jessica,
owe June, July, August, and now September. I owe
well, you're gonna,
$6,400. I'm moving out of this
Jessica,
house. All I'm
Jessica,
asking is for them not to put an eviction on
that
me.
is enough, Jessica. That's enough.
Y'all are
You're
ridiculous.
not gonna tell me what we're gonna do.
I didn't tell you what we're gonna do.
I am asking you for proof so that I can take it off. If you can't provide me proof, then guess what? I'm not
Let
gonna
me
take it
guess.
off. I told you that the last time. Excuse me?
How about you just go ahead and let them say what I owe, but I don't want an eviction. That's wrong, and they know
It
that they're
doesn't work
lying.
like that.
I'm moving out.
It doesn't work like that.
Really? Because
So,
I've seen
I'm
you tell
gonna
other people that.
I'm gonna ask you one last time if you can show me proof. Otherwise, I have to proceed forward.
Tell them go ahead, we'll just appeal it.
Okay, go ahead. I'll just appeal it. That's fine. When I actually
Sure.
move, I'll find those receipts.
Well, then you go show the other court that.
But yet,
Judgment
you didn't
is
want to
for
see my email about them
$600.
saying that
Get
I
her off.
lied or
Get
anything.
her off.
That's
You're off.
stupid, bitch.
Judgment is granted. You're free to go. Keep this case to the side because I'm gonna file something.
That was the one I thought I was thinking of what happened earlier when I said I cut it off too soon. Keep that file, and I want to write something on there. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was direct contempt, Dan. Absolutely. Like I said, the first one was just, yeah, that one, absolutely. Okay, let's keep going. These are good. These are good.
Thank you. Cecilia versus Carol Marie. Cecilia on this side, Carol Marie on this side.
I would imagine they do. Yeah, I mean, I would imagine they do. I mean, it's court. It's not a court of record, but it's still a court. It's elected. Yeah, I mean, Dan's here. Dan can probably answer that question.
Good morning, Ms. Valdez. All right, Ms. Valdez, so let's get started. You are the owner of the property?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, what is the monthly rent?
$600.
Yes, ma'am.
Starting in January.
Okay, how much do they owe you?
Until right now, $12,000.
Okay,
Plus the court cost.
that's with the court cost?
No.
Without it?
No.
Okay, so the $12,000 is strictly rent, right? There's
Yes.
no late fees in there? No late fees.
I'm just gonna do it just straight.
Okay, and what does the 12,000 represent? What months? How many?
From January
Okay.
this year
Okay.
until today.
No, January of last year till today.
Till September.
Okay, so January of 2023.
Yes.
Okay, so all of 2023, they didn't pay you nothing,
No,
and then
they
they,
haven't paid literally since she came down in 2021.
okay, wait,
That's what-
I will let you talk.
She met my brother online.
This is
and
a
she
family
She was
affair.
gonna come down and she was gonna get a job because she used to work for Amazon and the school over there. She was gonna get.
Cheshire Cat, thank you so much for the super chat. Rest in peace, Judge Garcia. We shall miss you. Yes, we shall. Yeah, we're only about halfway through this video. I put, I don't know, 7 or 8 clips into this video. We're only about halfway through, so we got a little bit to go. We've got a little bit to go.
A job and pay my mom $600 a month, what she was paying her aunt. My mom supported her and my brother for 2 years until she got a job. She's been at Cracker Barrel for about a year, working 3 days out of the week, like.
Okay, we're not gonna start airing everybody's dirty laundry, so I'm gonna
Okay.
stop right there.
All right.
Okay, this has to do with evictions. I'm not gonna be hearing name calling of who's not working, who's doing what, not doing what.
What I'm trying to say is that I support them 100%.
Okay.
I'm just on my retirement.
I got you.
So I buy everything. Their hygiene, I pay all the bills. I got out of the house a few weeks ago to prevent arguments and chaos.
From her having a heart attack, because we have to call the ambulance twice.
Okay,
So she has her doctor's note here where she needs to get her heart attack.
okay, and John is your son? Okay, so give me 1 minute, okay. All right, Mr. John and Miss Carol Marie, without getting into a
Yes, Your Honor.
whole dramatic statement,
Yes, Your Honor.
what's going on?
With all due respect, under Texas laws, of course, my sister Abigail Ortiz is not her legal representative nor her
Okay,
representative.
we're in a JP court and I'm allowing it, so go
Okay,
move forward.
so, okay, I apologize.
like to have
We
a
would like
discussion
to
because
dismiss
you're
this
wrong.
case because this isn't our precinct, nor is it our jurisdiction. Our zip code is 78112. We live in Sandy Oaks. We do not, and we live in 4127 area in this jurisdiction or precinct, ma'am.
Okay, I don't understand how, because the constable served it.
And that's
So
what
if-
we went to our precinct. We came over here and talked, and they said that constable wasn't even supposed to serve it from here.
Okay, stop.
I
stop,
apologize.
Stop. Can you look up the address and see if it's in this precinct?
I have the paperwork right here from your precinct, ma'am.
And I'm also getting them for squatters.
Okay, all right.
So that's a legit point. She may not be able to rule if she doesn't have jurisdiction. So that so far so good for the son. But hey, if your mom doesn't want you living there, she just says she's paid all of your bills. You're a grown man. We can't see because it's small, but he's at least in his 40s. I think they do say how old he is in this video, but come on, man. Come on. If your mom doesn't want you there, get out. And I guess this is your wife, I think they said. You're living there with your wife, and that's who's on the eviction. The mom's trying to evict the daughter, or I guess her daughter-in-law, but I mean, obviously that's kicking out her son as well. Anyways, let's go.
Everybody, wait, because I gotta make sure I can even hear the case before we get started.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you? Where's the precinct?
And with all due respect, Your Honor, I would like to, of course, Abigail Ortiz and my brother, I wouldn't like them here, therefore by causing and creating family conflicts of interest.
Okay, that's gonna be dinner. All right,
Right.
so Mr. John, while we're looking at what precinct this is, I'm gonna ask you something real quick.
Yes,
okay?
ma'am.
Do you own the house?
No, ma'am.
Do you have any interest in the house? Which
I-
means,
I-
do you own it any shape, way, form, or
While I
anything?
was in prison, my mom would write me letters saying that it was gonna be mine. She was gonna put it
But your
on.
mother's not dead yet,
No,
so.
exactly. That's why I'm saying I'm starting from the beginning, man. Like investigation that has start from the beginning. This is how my way of thought and training occurred from the beginning. From letters when I was in prison
I'm
that she
listening to
would
you,
write
go ahead.
me.
I'm listening.
Okay. She said that she would leave the house with me as long as I kept it maintained and all that. When I got out, we went and I applied for food stamps. She also filled out paperwork for me at the Human Resources, her handwriting and all that, man, proving and stating that I am staying there. I maintain the house, I cut the lawn, I do the plumbing,
Okay,
I do
okay,
everything,
Mr.
man.
John, I understand that you're a handyman and you help your
Right.
mom and you help.
And
your
that was,
kids.
and that was a
Okay.
verbal agreement between my mom and I.
But real quick,
No,
Mr. John.
no money,
Okay,
nothing.
put the money aside.
Okay.
Put the money aside. Okay. Your mom has gotten to the point where she's had to bring you to court
Right.
to get you out of the house.
Right.
Let me finish.
Yes,
Let me
yes,
finish.
ma'am.
Let me finish. Okay, take out the money, take out
Okay.
everything. Say it's just her saying she wants you out. Okay? Take out the money. What is the reason that you feel you don't have to move out of a house that you don't own?
I apologize.
Okay, so your mom has brought you to court, okay,
Right.
because she doesn't want you there anymore.
Right.
Okay, to the fact where she can't get you out without professional help, okay, which
Right.
is the court, okay?
Right.
So my question to you is, what gives you the right to remain on that property when you don't own it, you don't have any interest, and your mom has had to bring you to court to get you out? Why is it that you feel that you don't need to move out?
Well, like I said, for the reason being that I'm under poverty and she's the one who told me to go back to the food stamp so I could stay there and help her maintain the house so she wouldn't have to pay no plumbers, which would be $600 or more.
Let her pay it then. She don't want you there.
Huh?
She does not want you there anymore. And she has the right to change her mind anytime she wants because she owns it. Now, you're under poverty. I'm sorry. Half the world is. but you don't see half the world living with their parents. You have to get a job.
No, I
Okay?
understand, yes.
You have to grow up and you have to move out.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
No, well, yes, I don't have no automobile, that's what I'm saying, that's why she said, I have no auto, she knows.
But that's
what I'm
not her
saying.
problem.
How is it not her problem when she said, I don't have to worry about, and that's what I'm saying.
How is it her problem? You're a grown man.
When I got released from prison, that's what y'all don't understand.
He was
Those
single.
were,
She
please,
came
Okay,
no, 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 no.
okay, stop.
He was single, she came into the picture and my
No,
mom's not gonna.
and you're just causing creating them because we have been paying cash. That's what, the reason we're paying cash, man, is because she wants to be on the radar because of her insurance. She said that she would have to, and of course, yes, you do when you're applying for company. And she did file a false government document in this eviction notice because the Gmail and all that is not her Gmail.
What's going on?
Well, they're in the district.
They're in the precinct?
Louis is checking the boundaries, but they're in our district.
Okay, so they are checking the precinct and it does look like you are in our precinct. Okay, so we are gonna proceed forward.
Okay.
Okay. And it has been
So
confirmed.
that's what I'm saying, my brother
Hold on.
Abraham Alvarado, that's what, he's an officer, that's why we got him here too, because he's creating we're already talking to lawyers as well, but because of their lies.
That's it, period. My mom
Okay.
didn't have a heart attack.
But it wasn't because of.
That's enough.
I had the.
That's enough. Zip it.
There we go. I feel like every judge has their little saying that they say all the time. That's enough. That's Judge Garcia's go-to. Yeah. All right. What is this? What is this dude doing? So let's say he got what he wants and the judge says, oh, everything you're saying is true. I'm going to allow you to stay. He just put on the record that his mom's doing illegal things. Why would you want to stay there? Like, what are you fighting for, man? Your mom doesn't want you there. Just go. The fact that this is even in court is ridiculous. And this son seems like a handful. So I understand why the mom's trying to evict him, but this gets so much better. Or should he say so much worse?
Zip it. Wait. It's been confirmed. It is our precinct, correct?
She's, the court got it under 4127.
Yes.
He was checking on that border.
I'm gonna hold past Colin accountable for this getting so much better / worse. It better.
But I hear it hasn't got back.
Okay. All right, y'all, everybody, if y'all can have a seat real quick in the front rows. I just want to verify
Yes, ma'am.
before we proceed. Yes, you can use those. Give me 1 minute and I'll be with you, okay? I just gotta verify it real quick, okay? Let me get this.
All right. Fast forward a little bit. This is, I don't know. It was about 20, 30 minutes later when they were brought back up. And this is when it gets so bad. Oh, the sun is ridiculous. All right, let's go.
Cecilia and John and Miss Roy. All right, so after reviewing it, it does look like it is in precinct 1. All right. So, again, I don't know why our constable served it. I have no idea. They're gonna deal with that on their side. I've already addressed it with them. So at this point, I have to dismiss the case. I don't have no jurisdiction in precinct 4. Wait. Now, again, you're more than welcome to go refile precinct 1. Have to start the eviction process again. Again, you want to write a complaint, it's going to be towards the constables. They did serve it. Y'all should have been told about this a long time ago, that it was not in our precinct. The minute they got it, they should have returned it back. Okay. Our court and our clerks do not verify the address. We're not allowed to. We rely on the constables to serve to verify the
So
address.
what can we do if we want to get them out sooner besides doing the eviction? Because I'm gonna turn this empty. This is from her doctor.
Okay, I understand, ma'am. I understand. I'm not your attorney.
Okay.
So, if you want to file anything, you can go speak with the attorneys out there in the front. They might be able to help you. There might be an alternative way to go about this. Okay, but as of right now, I have no jurisdiction right now in this case. John, I don't need any response from you, and I don't need your opinion or anything like that. All I'm telling you is, John, this is your mother. You have no right to be in that house, whether you think you do or don't. Okay, this
I'm telling you right now, and it's gonna go to precinct 1. You're gonna end up walking out with an eviction. Your mom has medical issues. She don't want you there. I don't understand what part of that you do not understand.
No,
Okay?
I understand.
I don't care if she promised you the stars and the moon. She can change her mind at any given time. She's your mother.
Right.
She does not want you there.
Now, with all due respect, I wanna, since you're a judge, I would like to file citizen's arrest on my sister Abigail Ortiz,
I'm
because
not
that's what I
doing it
know. She
tonight.
does not
Go
have a driver's
outside.
license,
Go.
and she's driving.
Get her out, get him out
Yes,
now.
sir. Want to file a citizen's arrest on Abigail Ortiz.
Stay inside.
I have a driver's license.
You know what? If he says one more word, arrest him. Have a seat in the front. Let him in the front row right there. I want him out of the parking lot before you exit out.
And that's what we have to deal with. That's what we
I
have to-
believe it.
Oh, I love that. If he says one more word, arrest him. Ah. Oh, that was too good. That was too good. Ah, I already missed Judge Garcia. I already miss her. All right, let's keep going. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, she nailed that. That's words are hard. I thought that too when she said that. Yep, she has that power.
All right, Miss Ashley. So I am here.
Gobbledygook. Thank you so much for the super chat. I do appreciate it. Happy 2026, everybody. Sending love and prosperity. Thank you. Thank you. Right back at you. Thank you for the super chat.
Or is it Ashley or Veronica that's in front of me?
Ashley.
Ashley. All right, Miss Ashley, give me a brief overview of why you're here and what you're asking for.
On January 5th, 2024, Gerald J. Ochoa crashed into my car, and he had no insurance and his tags were expired and all of that. And we tried to make like a payment plan with him, but he kept stalling and he wouldn't meet up with us and he would just ignore us. So that's how we ended up here.
Okay, so this is an auto accident. So the things I'm going to need the police report stating whose fault it is. Do you have that?
Yes, it's in the pictures.
Okay, and did you just hand over the pictures or are they already in? You just handed them over? Okay, let my clerk go ahead and scan that in. I'm going to need the police report. I'm going to need the quote from the collision place.
Well, they deemed it a total loss.
Okay, well, I need proof that they deemed it a total loss.
I don't have that with me today.
Okay, so what are you asking for?
I'm asking for, well, we had put 9,500 since I had to miss work and school was just about to start. So I had to miss like the first 2 weeks of school.
Okay, but that doesn't add up to 900.
No, like
So
9,000.
Okay, 9,000. Where are you getting 9,000 from?
Because the car, when I bought it, it was a total of 5,000.
Now, do you have proof of that?
No, I don't.
Okay, so I'm not just taking your word on a proof of a value of a car. You're wanting money for a value of a car. You need to do your research. You need to tell me what that value is and what the loss was and how much you're accounting for. That's not my job. This is your case. You need to prepare it.
Right.
Okay, so without that the police report is only going to find him either guilty or not guilty of the accident. Now, if you're wanting money related judgments, then you're going to have to prove every dime that you're requesting.
Okay.
And going to school and missing school and work, those ain't really relevant. And in JP court, it's more factual. So I need to know the value of the car at the time of the accident, not when you bought it. Obviously, we know the price depletes after you leave the place of the car company. So the value of your car when you bought it is nowhere near the value of the car when it got hit.
Right.
Okay, so I need to know the mileage, the year at the time of the accident. And then I can Kelly Blue Book it and see where we're at from there.
Okay, I believe the mileage was, I think 100 and.
Okay, you're gonna have to bring all that in because I don't go based on I think, because this is somebody's judgment that I'm putting on somebody's credit. So
Right.
that I think it might be, I don't know, that's not gonna work. I need actual numbers, papers to back this up because this is somebody's credit.
Right. So can like I reschedule?
Yes, give me 1 minute. Hold on. Let me just see what was scanned in.
Andy, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Using my words are hard card, sponsored by Cheshire Savings and Loan and Cable Emporium. That might be my favorite comment of the night. Thank you so much, Andy. I do appreciate the super chat.
All right, while we have this dead air, now you guys can kind of see what I was talking about. The defendant didn't show up. She's not prepared, though. I'm guessing she thought it would just be pretty straightforward. But, yeah.
Your Honor, you should have received 14 pictures.
Yes, sir. I'm looking at them right now.
You'll see. You will see what happens. I love dead air. How about you guys?
Yeah. I guess even past me didn't like dead air.
So wondering how this clip was 9 minutes long.
Yeah, we're all wondering.
I mean, I'll spend this time by wishing everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the time with your family. Don't do anything dumb. If you do something dumb, you might end up on my channel. Nobody wants that.
Oh, this clip is more than a year old. This wasn't from this past Thanksgiving. She wasn't on the bench. Judge Garcia hasn't been on the bench it's been about 6 months. Maybe longer.
But if you do end up on my channel, I'll make sure to shout you out. It's like, I know that guy. I know that lady.
It's fun to know I haven't changed much. I still say that.
Okay. And so, Miss Ashley or Veronica? I'm sorry.
Ashley.
Okay, Ashley, did you get a police report?
Yes.
Okay, because what you turned into my clerk is San Antonio crash information. That's not a police report. The police report tells me exactly what happened and whose fault it was and what intersection, the date, the time, everything. This is simply a crash information sheet that simply has Gerald Ochoa, his driver's license, and his license plates. It doesn't tell me nothing about the accident.
The police only gave us this paper.
Okay, you need to go and get a police report because right there where it says important, it says both types of reports will be available for purchase. Do you read that?
Yes.
Did you read that?
Mm,
No, of course not. So at this point, I can't do anything for you. You haven't even read the paperwork that has been provided to you. You need to read up and see what reports you need in order to just turn around and file a lawsuit. Nowhere on here does it say Gerald was at fault.
well, my car was parked outside.
I understand that. But again, that's not proof.
What kind of response was that? Nowhere on this does it say he was at fault. Well, my car was parked outside. Oh, you know what? It was outside? Okay, that changes everything. $10,000. There you go. No, it doesn't work that way. My car was parked outside. I don't even know what that means. Well, I mean, I know what that means, but I don't know where her head was, where that made sense to say that. I don't.
Proving that it was Gerald's fault.
Right.
You need to prove that any way, shape, way, or form. It's your case. You brought it. So at this point, I'm resetting you 60 days to bring additional information.
But Judge Garcia, what if I told you that my car had 4 tires? It had 4 tires, though, Judge. It had 4 tires. The steering wheel worked. When I turned the car would turn. See? Come on, Judge.
She got lucky that Judge Garcia just reset it and not just dismissed it. I'm willing to bet if an attorney showed up unprepared like that, they would have had to refile it. So that was a gift from Judge Garcia.
Any information you feel that I need to know about to prove your case, it'll be your final reset. So it'll take you into probably February.
Okay.
All right. You'll be getting a notice from my clerk, and then you are in the mail. But other than that, you're free to go.
You have a good one.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, moving on. No reason to stop. Let's just go.
And Brandon, what was your case?
Yes, Your Honor. It is Capital One Bank versus Joshua R. Jones.
Okay. I don't, this one looks like it's gonna be a little bit more complicated. He's got a lot of motions. I don't want to be interrupted. So give me 1 minute. Y'all might be the last ones, just so you can have my full attention, because I do know that you have filed and you do have some evidence. So I don't want to have to stop and then have to reevaluate where I'm at. So I want to give you my full attention. So give me 1 minute, Mr. Brandon, okay?
Okay, just real quick, Your Honor. I don't believe this is a trial setting. On the notice that we got, it's a notice or a hearing on the defendant's motion, on his motions that he's filed. He had mentioned wanting to possibly get an attorney. So I don't know if we just want to continue it today and set it for trial, and then, or how you would like to proceed, but
Okay,
we don't have.
come on up real quick, Joshua. Real quick. Let me make sure. Let me get to this case and see.
Am I able to hand you something, Your Honor?
Yes, go ahead.
To make it super simple for you, I kind of sectioned off certain sections for you. That way, instead of reading through maybe a court docket.
To make it super simple for you, I made you a binder. All right. Thank you for making it simple. This is also the guy that filed all the motions. Let's go. I think we have a solid sit going on here.
Okay, but real quick, Mr. Joshua, before,
ma'am.
because we're not going into trial right
Gotcha,
now.
yes, ma'am.
My question to you is,
You see the
right
nature of
here,
it?
it's a hearing on the defendant's motions for today, so it's not gonna be set for trial today. My question is, are we gonna go through each motion so that I can either dismiss or approve it? Or are you gonna hire an attorney?
So realistically, at this time on hiring an attorney, I'm still iffy. I'm 50-50 on it. I've prepared a lot and I've done a lot of personal
I
research.
see that,
And then I didn't attach it necessarily to this, but on my other case, I actually have all the case law that in the state of Texas that has presented, that has ruled in the, for the defendant on. the
based on
ground.
your situation. Okay.
Correct, yes, ma'am.
So real quick, my question is, again, are we gonna go through the motions, or do you want me to give you time to hire an attorney to see if they can file something else? Or, because if not, I'm gonna have to go through each motion, and that's all we're doing today. We're not gonna have trial.
I would go through each motion today.
Okay.
I would still have an opportunity later on in the future if I decide to bring in an attorney. Would I still have that opportunity?
Well, yes and no, but if you bring in an attorney later on at that point, him requesting a reset, council is probably gonna object to it, because we're giving you the opportunity now rather than later. Because if you try to bring it in later, all the attorney's gonna do is gonna ask for an extension, because he needs to get caught up on this case before we have a trial. So that's why Mr. Brandon is saying, if you're gonna hire an attorney, you need to do it now before we set our trial date, because we're not gonna push that back. And your attorney, if you hire it later, is gonna need more time to prepare rather than.
Then I believe that I have enough actual information, and then with my timelines and certain things that I have on my file, plus all those documents over there, I think I'm.
Okay.
Defend myself.
Okay, so for today, we're just going for the motions, though.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we're gonna go through each motion then, Mr. Brandon. Give me 1 minute. And let me see.
So
You,
I apologize. Yes, ma'am.
go ahead. If we're just going through motions, Brandon, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, but again, my apologies ahead of time if I have to stop you while I put Mr. Orlando in breakout room, so these other people don't just sit here. Give me, I'm gonna have to stop the trial
1000%
for a
respect.
minute, or not the trial, the hearing. All right, okay, give me 1 minute. Mr. Spencer is back. Hold on. All right, all right. Go ahead, Mr. Joshua, talk to me. What's going on with your first motion you want me to hear?
So when you say the first motion, I filed motions way back in February. So, but I also have the one that I just filed. So I'm going to go ahead and start with that one.
And that one is your motion to dismiss for lack of service, failure to prosecute, and procedural non-compliance. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead.
And so, originally what ended up happening is on December 4th, the plaintiff actually filed a suit against me. At that time, I had no idea what was happening. Through going through the court docket on a different case, I ended up discovering this. Now, if I'm not mistaken, TRCP, or I might have the acronym wrong, 106 states that just because I discovered something does not mean that, service is void. Service is still, required in the state of Texas. What else? I apologize. And then on that matter, I have also been keeping an extremely,
All right, just real quick. He mentioned TRCP. That's the Texas Rules of Criminal Procedure. Just wanted to make sure I said that so you guys didn't fall behind.
kind of, almost nudging at them in a professional way. And what I say about that, on December 4th, they filed. On, March 3rd, when I finally found out that they filed, I submitted answers. On March 7th, I submitted answers plus amendments. On March 7th, again, I put in an initial motion of discovery. On the 21st, I filed a supplemented motion of discovery requesting additional records. On the 21st, again, I also filed a motion for judicial review seeking court oversight. The reason why I asked for judicial review is because I sent there so many documentation, so much under certified mail, and there was no response.
To them.
To them, there was no response, which means that doesn't show me any kind of professionalism on their side. If they wanted to solve, they just kind of saw it as a wham bam, thank you, ma'am, this case is dismissed. At least that comes across to me in that way. So yeah, he kind of argued the point that, oh, well, he filed the answer, but underneath the TRCP rule, that it's just not a defendable, it goes against that rule that's written into the law books. Now, he told me that if he files an answer, if he files a suit, like he gives me a discovery, it's going to be pretty much the stuff that he already has originally on the court docket. So realistically, I do have those documents, but I've asked for discovery. And the reason why I've asked for discovery, in this document that you do not have a copy of because they submitted to me, it starts with the address of 23315 Skiller Drive in Elmendorf, Texas. It's not my address. It does end up at my address in 2022, but pretty much up to that date.
So you have no knowledge of that address?
I had no knowledge. This is the file dump that they gave me right before.
But that address on there,
Yeah,
you don't
I
know where it came
I
from?
don't. Also, I asked them for verified documentation. Like, hey, you know what? That was a long time ago. I'll tell you what, go ahead and send me a wet signature. Go ahead and send me the confirmation of agreement. They're the direct people. They should be able to get that pretty quickly, I would assume. And they didn't put that in they didn't give me any of those. So pretty much they kind of left me in limbo for a very, very long time. And it really caused me to almost do a Hail Mary swing at defense because I knew I was going to get to court. And to be honest with you, with my ex-wife, she got a default judgment against her in the same way because she never got a paper. So I explained that to him that no, I showed up because I don't want a default judgment against me. But no, I have to defend this.
Okay, give me 1 minute. Go ahead, Mr. Brandon.
Yes, you're.
All right. Here's my biggest thing. First off, he did say wet signature. But that's nonsense. But he never said that wasn't mine. Never said that one time. He's arguing procedure to get this case dismissed. So even if he got his wish and got the case dismissed, they would just refile it in whatever form that was, apparently a mistake. But listen to what the attorney says. They're covering all their bases. This guy he's trying really hard. And this is why I say he's a sovereign citizen adjacent. And I do believe he's going to go full soft sit during trial. Just his arguments they're out there. They're not going to work. He does drop subject matter jurisdiction here shortly, but the judge cuts him off halfway through a sentence, and it's hilarious. But the attorney, he's a little bit green. I'll say that. But I think, you know what? Let's just play it.
Your Honor. So what he's showing you is in his answer, he had disputed the debt. And so we had to send him a validation of the debt. And that contains a letter and statements from the account. That is not something we are using as evidence in the court, which is why it never got filed, but we're required to send debt validation when they dispute it. are in the process of preparing our offering of evidence, and the court had not granted any order of discovery. So him sending us all these motions for discovery, we're not obligated to respond to that, especially when he's asking for things that aren't typically provided in cases such as this. And as far as the service goes, we're more than happy to show up at his doorstep and hand him a copy of documents he already has. But when a defendant files an answer, service is almost moot at that point because they have everything they're going to receive from service of the petition. The offering of evidence will be sent to the court and have a certificate of service that we will also mail to him.
Will the person who's offering that offering of evidence be willing to testify?
It is a business record.
I'm just asking for
affidavit.
everything that's submitted to be validated through an actual person's voice.
Hold on. Go ahead, Mr. Stan.
That is not typical procedure.
That's what my defensive ground is, though.
Okay, I understand what you want, but it's not necessarily what is required. Okay,
Yeah.
so give me 1 minute. Well, I do hear you though. Go ahead, Mr. Stan.
I'm not aware of any time that has happened. So I can't even say if they'd be willing to or not. The legal standard is we need a business records affidavit, and that will be provided in the offering of evidence.
All right, so
All right, so this is why I say he's green. Instead of saying that's not typical, I would just say no. No, we don't need to do that. Therefore, no. You could just end up. But the fact that the guy's asking for, sorry, the defendant, the respondent, I guess I should say it's civil. He's saying that he needs someone to testify to the fact that the business records are real. Did he use the word real? Come on, man. It's on paper. Just say if the debt's yours or not. If it's not your debt, you go down one line of defense. If it is your debt, then you go into settlement. He's not doing either one, and I'm kind of surprised the judge hasn't flat out asked him that question yet.
is I got to get through is the service. Now you had mentioned a code, and I'm guessing for service.
TRCP, I have all the Texas laws and codes right here to make it simple if you need it. TRCP 106.
Okay, because I want to read that real quick, and
That's pretty much every case law, that. TRC.
Okay, what page am I looking at?
To be honest with you, I can't tell you which page that is. If a personal service fails, the plaintiff must file a motion with the court must.
I am actually really enjoying my comments. I need to pick my game back up. You know, I can see the difference in my videos now and my videos back then. I really can. I gotta get that spunk back.
Okay, I don't see it on 106. I don't know if you want to point it out to me or not. Do you know what law he's referring to?
I believe he's citing the Texas Rules of Civil Procedure. I'm trying to look up 106 right now.
Because if I'm not mistaken, I think I know where he's
Fundamental
going.
component of subject matter.
I think he's referring to district, because remember, county and district go by a different set of rules. Texas, the JPs go by another set of rules, and we don't do the 100s. I can tell you that right now. But I don't want to assume, so I'm going to let y'all go ahead and do that. I can't look it up. I can't make anybody's defense. I'm a neutral party, so I'm just waiting for somebody to give me a rule so I can read it. And while y'all do that, let me get Orlando while you look up that rule.
Yes, Judge, thank you.
All right, Mr. Jones, sorry.
Yes,
Give me
ma'am.
a,
So it's actually Texas Rule Civil Procedure 124, no judgment without service. In no case shall judgment be rendered against any defendant unless upon service or acceptance of waiver of process or upon appearance by the defendant as prescribed by these rules. I didn't accept the waiver of service, and I appeared only to protect myself. So my answer did my service.
Yeah, there's also no judgment against you right now. So that doesn't make sense. You should really understand what you're saying before you say it. Just saying.
The case law that supports it, Wilson versus Dunn. 800 SW second 833 Texas in 1990. A default judgment is void when defendant is not served in strict compliance with the rules, even if they later file documents with the court. And then also Cato
hold
Code
on
versus
1 minute.
Castle.
Again, there's no default judgment against them. You're not even to that point yet. You're still in a pretrial before you go to trial. No judgment has been rendered yet. I don't know why he's arguing this.
You had mentioned that you waived service?
No, I did not waive.
Okay, I thought you said you
No,
had
ma'am,
waived
no, ma'am.
service.
I did not waive service.
Okay, give me 1 minute. Hold on. I'm reading it. I don't need.
I got you.
I got it. All right. So, Mr. Brandon, he's quoting, like you mentioned, Texas Rules of Civil Procedure 124. Do you have any response to that? You're on mute, by the way.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Do you have any, whenever you're ready?
Yeah, I'm just skimming it real quick. Your Honor, we're not even at trial yet. We're not seeking a judgment yet. So like I said, we're more than happy to serve him. The whole purpose behind rules such as this is to avoid default judgments without notice of the suit. But it's apparent he has notice. But we're not against serving him if he would like us to. But I'm sorry, what was that?
No, even if you serve me, you've already told me that pretty much what you're gonna serve me with is what you already originally filed on the court docket, which still does not give me my prepared requested items that I've asked for and the discovery. And so that's the reason I'm asking for the discovery, because I need to not go into a Hail Mary situation. I need to know what you got. That way I can use justice and, I guess.
All right, so I'm gonna rule on the first motion, the motion to dismiss for lack of service, that's going to be denied. We are not in trial yet, there is no judgment. And just an FYI, Mr. Jones, the JP court follows different rules than the county and district court. We are governed by the rules of 500 on the Texas Rules of Civil Procedure in JP court.
The rules of 500?
The rules starting at 500.
Okay.
Okay, so 124 does not apply to the JP courts, okay? Because the county and district courts have their own set of rules. And then the JPs have their set of rules, okay? So.
Yeah, thank you for telling me that.
You're welcome. All right, so that motion is denied. And so when they want to do the rules of evidence and stuff, that gets a little bit more complicated. All right, so Brandon, that motion is denied. So the next motion is discovery.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let me get to your discovery. So we're gonna have to go into your discovery motion. Because I want Mr. Brandon to go through the discovery, and I'm gonna go through the most recent discovery, which was on 4/8.
Kind of learned things along the process, so I do apologize.
Okay, so. Let me print this out. Let me make sure I have it. Oh, right here, I do have it.
Do apologize for if I provided too much. I had no idea how to prepare for a case.
No.
I'm not professionally trained or anything,
Do
so
not
I just
ever
wanted-
apologize for coming in over prepared.
Good.
All right, so I'm looking at your motion and I just want to make sure that this is it. This is your last one that was filed on April the 8th. And it starts off and then it starts going into production. And then case law. So let me ask you this, Mr. Jones, what you're requesting from them is the original signed credit card agreement or an authenticated digital acceptance of the account terms. Is
Yes,
that?
ma'am. And the main reason is the 23315 Skillet Drive. I'm not familiar with that address whatsoever. And they're saying that's where the account started.
Okay, give me 1 minute. All right, Mr. Brandon, are you objecting to the request for production number 2?
Like, I'm sorry, where are you reading from, Your Honor?
Yeah, okay, so he sent in a motion back in April.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, if you go into that, it says number one, background.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and then if you go down, it says 1, 2, 3, and then right under 3, it's got the request for productions. It's kind of pro se, but you got to read through it. But yes, so that's his first one. Production number 2, original signed credit card agreement or an authenticated digital acceptance of the account terms. Are you in agreement to that, or do I have to make a ruling on that?
In our offering of evidence, there is going to be a card agreement, which we'll file before trial. But the card agreement is typically not a wet signature or a digital signature.
I gave the option, I believe.
So how are you linking this card agreement to Mr. Jones?
Your Honor, this is an account stated claim, and through Texas case law, all we need to provide in our offering of evidence is the business records affidavit and the statements. We include the card agreement to show what their rights under this was, but these are all typically things not included, and so we would object to his motion for discovery.
And I understand they're not typical, but that doesn't mean that they don't come across, okay? So just because it's not typical doesn't mean that it's automatically denied. Okay, he is stating that he's got bank statements from an address that doesn't exist, that he has no idea. So I need some authentication of how you're linking Mr. Jones to this account. So I'm going to go ahead and agree with number 1, maybe not necessarily the original contract, but I need some signature, something linking Mr. Jones to this account. Either, I'm going to leave that up to you on how you're going to link it, but I am going to be inclined to grant number 1. It may not be the originally signed credit card, but I'm going to add some language that as long as it's linking him to this account.
Yes, Your Honor, and we do have an application report that lists identifying information and was provided at the time that this card was applied for.
Okay, so
The only
again,
thing I would say on that, Your Honor, I'm a computer science major in college and and I understand, I do penetration testing and things like that. So information such as that is very easy accessible. I can do a background check on an individual and get all that information. And that's usually what a lot of phishing scams do, to get information to apply for several credit cards over a period. Also in college as well, they do a lot of phishing and they do a lot of education practices based off of that.
All right. This guy needs to. I'm not saying this guy wasn't in college. This is a year ago. MGT, over a year ago. I don't know the exact date of it, but he just called phishing phishing. He said phishing. So yeah, we're gonna take away whatever degree that he may have earned. Yeah, it's not phishing, it's phishing. I've got no words. Got no words.
So what he's saying technically could, it can be generated.
well, and that's something you can argue in trial.
Oh,
Okay,
definitely. I
because
just
right
wanted-
now it's just a motion, so I'm granting what you're asking for. I don't know what they're giving me yet or what they're gonna give you, and then we will have a hearing on this as well for compliance. Then after that, we're gonna go to trial. So we're gonna baby step this all the way through.
Absolutely, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so your first request is granted. So the originally signed credit card agreement or an authenticated digital acceptance, or I'm going to add anything linking Mr. Jones to this account. However way y'all want to handle that, I'm not gonna make their case for them. Okay, I gotta see what they're gonna give me. If I deem that it's fit for us to go to trial on it, then I will. If I find that they're in contempt, that they have not provided that paperwork, then I'll make a ruling at that time. Okay, so your first one is granted with some modification. All right, it's gonna be number 3, interrogatory. It's identification and production of the governing contract and terms for the alleged account. Is that kind of what you were saying, Mr. Brandon, what you were already giving him, the rules and, you know, his rights and stuff like that?
Yes, Your Honor, that I believe that is asking for the card agreement. It's his motion. I'll defer to him on that, but
Okay.
that's my
So,
understanding.
Mr. Jones, is that what you're asking for, the card agreement? On the
I'm asking
interrogatory?
for when the account got initiated, through whoever it got initiated through. I need the initiation agreement, the signature, the things, you know, there has to be something beyond a social and beyond a name that you can do. I don't know if they do any kind of thumbprint verification or.
So
Yeah,
this
no,
is just
I
a
don't
regular
know.
credit card.
Yeah, no, but I need something, you know, definitely linking it, you know, to me, especially with the address, not even mine.
Okay, well, that kind of ties into number one. Like I said, that's on them. I already told them that they need to link it somehow. So, Mr. Brandon, we're gonna say that's the card agreement, okay? For that one. Again, I'm not negating number one. They still have to link you to it, okay? So the next one is going to be the request for number 6.
Yes, Your Honor.
The sworn business affidavit, which you have no objection to that. Is that correct?
Yeah, no objection. That'll be included in our offering of evidence before trial.
Okay, excuse me. Okay, so number 6 is granted. Number 7, a full explanation and calculations of the amount claimed as owed. I'm assuming those are gonna be statements.
Yes, Your Honor, we'll be providing statements and that demonstrate where this balance came from.
Okay, so there's no objection to number 7.
I just have issue with the full explanation because under case law, we're not required to provide every statement from the date the account was open. We provide a year of statements that show how the balance gets there. And as long as we could link the account to him, that year of statement should be more than
Okay, well, we'll limit it down to 1 year. That's fine. I don't need 10 years of bank statements printed out. I don't need to kill a forest. All right, and number 4, the documents produced are unauthenticated, lack of supporting affidavit, and do not meet the, okay, so number 4 is just a statement, I'm guessing.
Your Honor, I believe, and he can speak to this as well, but I believe that was a complaint about the debt validation we sent him, but that's not what we didn't file that as evidence. And that's, yeah.
Okay, so that's not a discovery, that's just a statement between both parties regarding something that was given to him.
I believe so.
Mr. Jones, is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah.
Okay, so the only things that you're requesting are what we've gone over so far.
Yes.
Okay, all right, so we are good on it. He has agreed to almost everything. I just kind of tweaked number 1 a little bit. All right, I'm gonna set this up, council. How long, 30 days to get him all this?
If you could give us 60 days, because like I said, some of this documentation isn't typical, and so give us time to get it from our client.
The only thing I do ask, Your Honor, like I said, I am in college. I'm supposed to be doing several trips throughout the summer through my college. Also, I am currently I have custody of my son right now, and I'm currently defending that to make sure.
You're just on a roll, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am. Well, I mean, I've had custody for a few years, but she finally got cleaned and came back. But long story short,
I'm listening to you. I'm looking at
I
my
would
calendar.
prefer to do it a little bit under that 60-day time limit. They've already had 150 days to prepare for this. It doesn't, like an extra 60 days, that puts me at an extremely huge disadvantage.
Okay, so let's split the baby then. We'll do either 30 or 45 days.
I would prefer 30. I mean, I've given them a lot of days already.
Okay, you got to remember that this is only a year old. Okay, so I'm dealing with cases that are 3.
Rob, this is over a year old. I actually have part 2 of this where the guy came back. I should have put them both together in this video. I didn't even think about it. But this is pretty old. Yeah, that's about all I gotta say. There's only about 2 minutes left of this video, so I'm gonna let it play out, and then I will say my goodbyes.
You're 4 years old.
I got you. I'm not
No,
professional
I get it.
within the
So,
sector. I just know that I've been very, very active on this case and I
yes,
have not
I have seen
seen the
that.
same amount of activity or near it in my direction.
Okay, so what about, are you available on June 12th?
You mind if I?
No, go right ahead. And then you as well, Mr. Brandon, are you available on June 12th?
Yes, Your Honor.
Would you be able to?
As long as it's a Thursday, it's gotta be
Oh,
a
it does,
Thursday.
okay. Then, June 12th it is then.
Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I mean, that's enough dates to get everything organized, so.
So I'm gonna reset this.
I was just
know
preferring
it's a
Wednesday.
dismissal document. Okay, and
Is there
remember,
anything
this
from-
is just a discovery hearing, so it should be in and out. Did they comply? Yes, no, and then we will set it for trial, because
Is
we're
there
gonna
anything
baby
from me
step
that I
this.
need to bring to that hearing?
Not at all. It's all on him. He's gotta bring all the
Okay.
paperwork. You already requested the discovery. It's his job to provide it now. And that's why I went through it each one by one, so he's aware of what needs to be provided.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so he's gonna send it to you. Take this folder, bring it back to me during trial. I don't want to be responsible for that. And I want to keep that and make sure that I have that for trial, okay? All right.
So you said he's sending it to me, like it's gonna come in my mail or?
Yes, so do you want to provide an email maybe?
Oh, absolutely. I
Okay.
can provide an email.
Swing around here to the right. I
Okay.
don't mention it out loud because everybody on YouTube's gonna know it.
All right. All right. That's it. Part two. Well, tomorrow's Saturday. So tomorrow's date night. I actually, because I took a couple days off this week, I think Heather and I actually talked about maybe streaming tomorrow night instead. You know what? But I haven't confirmed that. So I'm not going to say yes or no to that. But traditionally tomorrow night I take off and I'll be back Sunday night, but I can definitely play part two on Sunday. I will do that. It's already on my channel. I just have to go back and find exactly where it is. So all I did was I just typed in Judge Garcia in my search bar and I clicked the videos from the thumbnail that I remember. I was like, all right, so I don't have to rewatch these. So I just clipped them all and put them into a long video just so we could have a proper Judge Garcia evening. Speaking of which, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate it. Biggin, thank you so much for the raid. Very kind of you. Thank you all for the super chats, the gifted memberships, the membership milestones. You guys were awesome tonight. Mods, as always, thank you so much for your hard work. And yeah, rest in peace, Judge Garcia. For those of you that did not see the beginning or were not part of the chat, she did pass away a few days ago from cancer. I think it was confirmed that she passed away on Boxing Day, the day after Christmas is when she passed away. So very sad, very sad. We will miss her. She was one of my favorite judges to watch. And I mean, that's it. I didn't have any personal connection to her. I just really enjoyed watching her on YouTube. So I just wanted to put together a video tonight to, just in memory of Judge Garcia. And that's about it. And Wixom, you were absolutely right. Fuck cancer. But yeah, that's all I got. I know I went long tonight. Let's see who can we raid? Who are we going to raid? We'll go say hi to Lone Wolf. I feel like I haven't raided Lone Wolf in a week, so let's go raid Lone Wolf. All right. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. A bevy for Heather. Thank you so much, Rob. I appreciate it. And I will make sure that she knows. You know what? I'll get her a bevy and tell her it was on you. So thank you. You guys are awesome. And yeah, that's all I got. Go tell Lone Wolf I said hi. And I will see you definitely Sunday night, potentially tomorrow night. I don't know yet though. I'll put out a message tomorrow, let you know if I'm streaming. If you don't hear from me, probably just gonna take the day off. Anyways, you guys are awesome. Till next time, bye.
All right, Mr. Brandon.
I see you, Java Puppy. I was waiting. You're awesome, man. Okay, bye.